What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's main event between Jamahal Hill and Khalil Rountree. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. This Saturday, Jamahal Hill, Khalil Rountree. Pretty exciting main event. You have both guys really trying to prove that they still belong at the top of the light heavyweight division. Both guys coming off of losses to, well, you have Jamahal coming off of the most recent loss to Yuri, but before that he had the title shot loss to Alex Pereira. And as where you have Khalil Rountree coming off of his title shot loss to Alex Pereira. So you have two guys really in the sense of their backs against the wall when it comes to contendership, right? Like their job isn't really on the line, but their ability to stay at the top of the heap is definitely on the line here in this fight. And with Jamahal, a big thing, I guess we're going to start here with Hill, right? He's coming off of the two knockout losses to Pereira and Prohaska. No shame in that. Two former champions, right? Went out there and tested himself. Did not look great, looked stiff. But the big thing I want to highlight is, do you guys remember when Hill was champion, when he beat Glover? He was getting ready to defend the belt. I don't know if it was against Glover. I don't remember if it was supposed to be against Glover, but he blew his Achilles, right? And this is how DC kind of fits in all this. He had a pickup game with DC, and Jamahal Hill blew out his Achilles. And since then, he just hasn't been the same. He hasn't really looked in shape. He did not look in shape for the Pereira fight. That looked like the fight itself was rushed. I think it was short notice. Then he had the fight with Prohaska where he had the time, but he just didn't look he didn't look as fluid. He looked flat-footed. And the Achilles, what that does, I mean, that type of injury, especially if you're somebody who relies on, on movement and footwork, that type of injury is devastating, almost career-ending. I mean, look at Dan Marino. That ruined his career immediately. When you hear about an Achilles injury, especially in any sport, the athlete almost has to change their ways to find success again. And I think that also goes the same in fighting. And I think ever since that injury, Jamahal just really hasn't been the same fighter. You see the heart, you see the will, you see he wants to be in there, but you just don't see his body reacting the same way as it used to be. And I don't know if that's going on in training camp, if he's not able to train as well, if he's having distractions. We know that he's had some things going on as well in his personal life that maybe could be getting in the way of his training. I was very high on Jamahal Hill on his rise to his original title shot. I think Jamahal can still find that success. I just don't know if his body's cooperating with him anymore. That's kind of my big concern. He's a big guy, he carries a lot of weight, long-legged dude. So that's kind of my big concern here with Hill, because he's a sharp boxer, crisp hands. Good ground game, honestly. He has a good ability to explode and get back to his feet. But going against Khalil Rountree here, who is somebody who I've been very high on for fucking years. He is somebody who is just a tactician, but brutal at the same time. He has the power and the precision to match. A true specialist in the kickboxing realm, Muay Thai realm, right? And showed it. Was on a 5-fight win streak before his fight with Pereira, and had one of the most instant classic title fight shots in the history of the UFC. That fight with him and Pereira was an instant classic. He really, he took the fight to him. He almost beat Pereira at his own game in that fight. It was one of those very rare. These fighters, especially in a knockout losing effort, will gain traction in the way that Khalil Rountree did. And I think in this fight, he's going to be sharp. I think he's going to be more precise. I think he's going to have the power to match. It's just, I know Hill has a really good ability to make things dirty. He's probably going to do his best to stay out of kickboxing range with Khalil, but then you got Khalil, who's got a great clinch game. He's got great elbows. I think size here might play, it's going to be hard for Khalil to use those elbows on a guy who's going to be so much taller than him in Jamahal. So I think that also plays, so I think the leg kicks, calf kicks is going to be very important for Khalil Rountree in this fight if he wants to find early success on a guy like Jamahal Hill, who's going to be very long. So yeah, I think I'm taking Khalil in this fight. I just, his ability to just be such a, like, his ability to stick to the game plan. He's so good at what he does. He's so powerful. He's so fast. His chin is a little suspect at times. We've seen him get knocked out. We've seen him get flatlined. Jamahal definitely has the power and the sharpness of his hands to do that to a guy like Khalil. I think the size difference too favors Jamahal Hill a lot, but I think that also opens up the leg kicks for Khalil Rountree. But I think I'm taking Khalil, and that is mainly just because of the massive physical health issues that comes with that Achilles tear that Jamahal Hill had a few years ago. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on this exciting main event? But that's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.